Continuing on the subject of scopes, I want to talk about the nested or hierarchical arrangement of scopes and also global and local variables. Scopes are nested within one another. So for example, this defines one scope, and this scope as well as this scope are nested within the larger scope. And the rule is that enclosed scopes can see the variables in the enclosing scopes. So inside this scope, for example, I can see the variables out here. You can see that, for example, box button. Box button was initially defined here. And I'm able to access it here because this is an enclosed scope. I'm just going to get out of this. I'm going to bring up a toolbar that I created for this, the scope toolbar, unhide that. And now I'm going to show you a counterexample. I'm going to go to macro 15 here. So here we have a very simple script. We have a for loop that just loops twice, and then we have a line print I. Now the variable in the for loop is I, and you might think that because we define I first here, that it would be visible here and accessible here. But in fact it's not, because this for loop defines its own scope. And this line is outside that scope. So let's take a look at this. So we get 1, 2, and then undefined. So this illustrates the fact that from an outer scope, you can't see into an enclosed scope. So that concludes this movie on the hierarchical or nested nature of scopes.